we always kind of grapple with this. Should we have children? It's so much responsibility, and it's, God gives us these blessings, but at the same time, it's so much work and so much responsibility, and you don't know what they're going to end up being like. And it's just so many unknowns, right? What do you think about being a parent and having children?
Everything you said is absolutely true. And that's kind of
I'm
the
right.
whole point. That's the whole point of the thing. That's exactly why you do it.
Yeah, you really? Oh
Yes,
gosh,
yes.
no.
You
You're telling a left brain hardcore CPA that you're not gonna plan for anything. You just
yeah, in that case, have robots. They're so much easier. But even God didn't choose robots, right?
yeah.
He was willing. He actually knew exactly the risk he was taking. Like
Yeah.
he had the ability to do what we will never have the ability to do: provide the perfect environment, all power, authority, all the protection, and all the guidelines, everything, and still the outcome unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
In a sense. And so there's this risk of, but I think one of the main, you talk to anybody who's been a parent for a while and knows the scriptures, will tell you one of the main benefits personally was understanding God's heart for them a little bit better in ways you just can't without being a parent. Like there's something about like, oh my gosh, this kid can be mean, this kid can be crazy, this kid can be like, I don't understand their logic, like a million things, and your love never decreases.
Really?
You're
Yeah.
never
That's
like,
what I think. It's like,
you know
if you
what?
want to believe, if you want to know what God's love is like, have children, right?
Because
Yeah.
your ability to instantly forgive, your ability to immediately be there, I mean, I was in youth ministry for a while, and so and focus a lot in the inner city, and I saw a lot of really dysfunctional family situations, and but there's this, especially if you have God's Spirit in you, his tendency to not only tenderize your heart toward the child, but to have this like massive depth of love for a child that teaches you God would never wait for you to earn your way back to him, because you would never do that to your worst child. Right. God would never be cold and distant while you suffer. No, he'd sit there in the suffering with you. Even if he did nothing about it, it wouldn't be because he doesn't care or because he doesn't feel it, because it hurts him more than it hurts you. And so all those lessons, I remember the day we got home with my daughter from the hospital. I had this thought that, I've been involved. I taught children's ministry for years. I taught youth ministry. I'm the oldest, but I was the last to have children in my family. So I felt like I know kids. I know kids. I'm comfortable with kids, whatever. And I realized I had no clue what it meant and what it would feel like, how it would change me. And my next thought was like, that must be the difference between being a parent and a grandparent. Like, you think oh, it makes sense. Yeah, my kids will have kids, and that'll be nice, and I won't have to discipline them. That sounds wonderful. And then you become a grandparent, and you go insane. It's because it's something so you don't know it until you experience it. I also feel like there are certain aspects of life that God designs intentionally to humble you and make you wiser. Everything we do, almost all of our financial, physical, personal, and social and professional choices are about doing the opposite, are about strengthening ourselves and avoiding the discomfort of having to learn new things if we don't have to. And so we want to be comfortable, we want to be strong, we want to be knowledgeable, we want to be capable. And that means limiting liability, restricting distractions, cutting off anything that could go wrong. And our world just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And God keeps, Adam hasn't even like mastered the garden when God is already telling Adam, I was always struck by the story of the 4 rivers that leave the Garden of Eden. It's such a bizarre passage. Like, what is that doing there? First, in topography, rivers never split up. They always converge. And so it's like, what is he saying? And then it goes right back to the rest of the passage. Like, why was that even in there? But I always get the visual of God walking Adam to the edge of the garden and saying, I know I just gave you this, but by God, what's waiting for you next? I've got like untamed regions of this planet for you. I can't wait to see you thrive in those spaces. And so he's always wanting our growth. He's always wanting us to be stretched, to be outside of our comfort zone, to be in some unknown territory, on our knees, begging for God to help us make it one more day. And we go like this, and he's going, oh, finally. I'm so
It's like,
glad
this is
I
what
finally...
exactly I was waiting to happen. That's how you experience
Yeah.
like my love and my
It's so
full
funny.
self. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've confirmed all my
Fears.
all my fears and everything that I thought was actually what I thought was gonna happen. But so I will keep you posted, Eddie.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
We'll see.
Absolutely.